tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show.
And welcome to another episode of the Tailgate Show After Dark. We're gonna be breaking down our Chicago Bears and them dirty ass Packers. What's up, gentlemen? Hey, Jared, it's 10:30 on a Friday, so it's gonna get sexy tonight.
It's gonna get live.
What an intro!
Oh man, it's great. I love it. Stevie Wonder, just feeling his way.
I've never seen so clearly, so I'll just say that. Happy Friday night, everybody. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Man, big week, big rivalry, dude. Like,
big
it's
opportunity,
weird, man. So normally I'm like, fuck the Packers. It's Packer week. Fuck them. Right? This is the first time, like, as a Bears fan, like, and I've been a Bears fan my whole life, where I'm like, motherfuckers, man. Like, it's all your fault, Jer. So you had to put in the
Nice.
DM to watch this motherfucker on the McAfee show. I don't watch that show much, right?
Right.
Bro, it made him look human and shit. I'm like, oh, he's actually not an asshole. And then I'm like, I can't watch this. Fuck him. So,
If it bleeds, you can kill
dude,
it.
he's 20-5 against us. Like,
I know.
Nagy's 1-5 against them. So, like,
At least he's got to win. I mean,
Nagy's not out of the doghouse with me, bro, because this is part of the equation. Beating Green Bay is part of the equation to be a successful football coach in this city. Right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Love the fact that Fields is starting, but we know that was forced by, like, upper management and ownership, right? In my mind, we don't know the inner workings of how it happened.
Fair enough.
2 days after he said Dalton's a starter, all of a sudden Fields is a starter. Come on, man. You know, like, they went in there. I just whatever. So, dude, like, yes, Fields is part of the equation, but beating Green Bay, man, like, beating
the
Green
task
Bay is
at hand,
part of
man.
it, bro. Nagy, step the fuck up, man. Like, I don't know if, like, I know a lot of people are happier with him now because he gave a play calling, but it all comes down to beating Green Bay. And
I agree.
1-5 is not cutting it. Like,
And
get your
four
shit
straight
together.
losses too.
Well, it's not just the losses, bro. It's how overwhelmed he looked as a football coach in those losses for me.
Yeah.
Like, he just gets so outcoached by this team. Now, the one positive is we got Pettin here now, and Pettin was part of that disappointment. Hopefully, he brings something to the table that will kind of
You're
give us
getting
a little something extra because he knows how to stop this offense. He was around it for a couple of years.
You're getting a beat up Packer team too on the back end. So,
We've heard that before, though, Jer.
oh, I know. We've heard it all before.
We've used that excuse. Oh, they're down 3. Like, come on, man. We've covered this. Like, and I can almost remember word for word back then. We were like, oh, left tackle's out. Oh, we're gonna eat.
Their offensive line is pretty good right now.
Even their backups, bro.
Yeah,
and fuck them and all that shit. But my biggest fear. Well, we'll get into it, man. I'm not gonna break it all down right now, but yeah, man. I mean, this is just the thorn in our side. This is like when I was a Red Sox fan hating Jeter, or like if you weren't a Bulls fan and you didn't like Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, this is that for us. This is that dude that we just can't get over the hump with, and I hate this motherfucker so bad. Like, we need. I just hope Justin's first game is the start of getting over that hump. It would be so awesome.
Ric Flair said it best. If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. Woo! And we got to beat the man today. All right, welcome.
That left me speechless. I don't even know what to say. Like, I can't tell if I'm fired up or if I don't know what the hell I am after that.
That was almost as bad as like Nagy in the locker room after the game.
Oh, are you equivalating Jer's speech to a boom,
Wow.
a Nagy boom? I think it had actually more conviction than that. I'll be honest.
You gotta beat
Yeah,
it. I mean, the point is, if you want to be like what you've been saying, that's the bottom line. You want to be the top dog in this division, you got to knock them off. You got an opportunity right here, right now, in your home field, in front of your home fans, to make a statement. And you could really, I mean, from the looks of the offense so far, we're going to punch people in the mouth. That's the idea, right? You got to come out and punch. You got to punch Green Bay right in the fucking mouth and own it. Here's your chance. All right, Biscuits.
Biscuits is just like, wow, guys. You're on the show, bro. Go ahead.
There's
Hey, our audience.
I'm letting y'all get the hype thing going so I can just come crashing down with the pessimistic train.
That's all right.
I think there's a lot at stake this week, both personally for me and B, having family members who are Packers fans. So for the majority of my life, these are 2 weeks out of the year where I get shit shown in my face nonstop.
You get good parking out of it, though, right?
Yeah.
Nice
maybe.
parking.
Yeah.
Nice little blue wheelchair.
My dad's trying so bad to nudge right now, man, with his text and shit.
My
dad's a Packer fan, so it's like
10 Randall Cobb gifs this week.
Yeah, man.
It's horrible.
Ugh.
Not that I'm worried about him this week. To me, it comes down to Devontae versus Jalen. And first question for you guys is this the game that we see Jalen shadow and travel with Devontae across the field?
I think you have to. I think you have to at some points. Not all the time. Because they're going to motion him into the slot to try to create a mismatch. They did it against Cincinnati.
Did it last year to us, too.
Who's your best pass defender, Jay?
Jalen. You got to.
That's my number one key to stopping them. That you have to put your best defender on him. Our best pass defender is Jalen. The biggest thing that's killing us, bro. Remember what he did to our nickels?
Yeah.
We wouldn't move our guy. Like our guy couldn't move. So like they would line him up away from him to our weakest spot. You put Jalen on him, you can't. You're gonna have our strongest spot all night long.
You gotta bracket him on the back end too.
Which opposing teams have done that to him this year. They've bracketed him and rolled safety help over, and he still has found a way to produce. He's also number one against single coverage in the entire league. Wow. I don't think you're going to totally shut him down, but
you could spy a safety. You could spy a safety on him for backup.
I think you have to. And you absolutely
just kind of stay in that zone and watch him. And if you need to get off of it, you can. But like you need a safety kind of just backing up in the distance. Just focused on him.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I think that's the move, Biscuits. Like that's one of our most important defensive moves. And the quick game, stopping the fucking quick game, because they haven't had to run it much. They've run it against San Francisco a little bit, but you know the game. Like he knows that. Like he knows that we're coming. He knows that. You know what I mean? If you
you can't blitz him. You have a hard time blitzing him.
Exactly. They're gonna go to quick game, and Randall Cobb and him used to run that like a mofo against us.
Well, that's where I'm concerned about Randall Cobb when he's in the slot.
He's not the
Duke
same.
Shelley. Duke Shelley, though. Duke Shelley's not exactly been a stalwart. He's made a couple of plays, but he's also got beaten a few times. So
I'm surprised that kid from Clemson isn't playing more for them. Rogers, the wide receiver.
Mari. Yeah.
I'm really surprised. I thought not that I give two shits that he's not panning out, but I thought he would have broken through to at least get some playing time.
Define not panning out. I mean, maybe they're waiting. Just like
waiting for what though? I mean, Alan Lazard has been a disappointment. Randall Cobb is old, pretty much been a disappointment. Yeah. Their number 2 receiver this year is Aaron Jones.
That's the thing. If you have a stud,
that's scary too.
If you have a stud rookie wide receiver, I almost said Wookie. Like that'd be dope, bro. Who's gonna tackle a Wookie?
Impression, man. A+.
Who would tackle a Wookie? We'd be set. Like
we did it all for the Wookie.
Is that what it looks like in Indiana? Just like a Wookie? Like there's no shavers there or anything.
I mean, he is a Grateful.
This would be a nice spot.
The Grateful Dead. Yeah. I forgot about that. You're right. So that's probably the deal.
There's no shaving going down at those concerts, boys.
Hey man, hey, this is the time for your ad here.
Well,
Anyway,
brought to you by Manscaped.
so what I was trying to, it's a tailgate. Fuck it, we're having a good time. So
This is Friday night after dark. This is what you get, listeners.
like Randall Cobb is not their Andy Dalton, and what I mean by that is like that dude would not be starting if Rodgers was a stud rookie wide receiver. He's going to be more athletic and faster. So like you don't do that with a wide receiver just because maybe they're doing that because he's Rodgers' friend or something. But I just don't understand if that kid is that good, he'd be starting in my opinion. But
yeah,
fair enough.
Hard to argue that.
Because right now they don't even have like a real field stretcher with Scantling out.
MVS, yeah, that's really hurt their offense.
That's what I'm saying. So if this kid was that good, like he'd be
King's out too, isn't he? I saw that today.
Yep, King is done. So it looks like Stokes on possibly A-Rob. I don't know if A-Rob practiced
I
today.
wouldn't put Stokes on A-Rob. I know who I'd put him on.
Who are you? I mean,
Mooney. Put
really?
Stokes on Mooney. Yeah,
Really? I mean, I would love that because that opens up A-Rob then.
maybe.
I mean, who else do they have?
What would you rather give up? Like a 60-yard bomb or like a 10-yard curl?
Stop route. It's a fair point, Jay.
You'll be hearing from Brandon Parker
Sullivan's
later
video.
this week. You'll be hearing from Brandon Parker on that one.
No,
JT O'Sullivan broke it down pretty good on his tape, didn't he? With Fields.
he did. He does great work, man. And like
I mean, he hates the offense. He shows the curls. It's like, this is high school bullshit. Why are you running it? Stop running it. The only reason you run it is to show it, unless you can do stutter and go.
Yeah, part of it was he didn't like the scheme.
Yep.
So like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we like him. I like what he has to bring. So like, even when it's something I don't like hearing, like I respect it. I don't know. So anyway, man, I think that like this is the week that you kind of let things open up with Justin a little bit, especially with their injuries. Like he's got to be he's got to have more attempts.
Let all that speed that you signed, let him go this week. You know,
You got to.
Secondary, have to.
You have to. I mean, Justin might have to throw the ball out of necessity, which is not a good thing for our offensive line.
And in that video too, I mean, there's still a lot of maturity to go, but there's also a lot of maturity there. So like, it's cool because this kid, he's got a lot of poise. He's hitting checkdowns when he's supposed to, but like that run where he got like his knee fucked up, could throw the ball away, bro. If
you'd have floated that, he had a floating. Who was it? Herbert was kind of floating out of the backfield after that. If he floats that a little bit to the right.
On a run like that, though, when you're already that far outside, like with two defenders on you, that's a little risky.
True.
The third of Mooney and the fourth, to me, was the one that I see growth from him. I think if that throw was against Cleveland, I think it's one where he's hesitant, doesn't pull the trigger when they had that free blitzer off to the left side of the formation or right side of the formation. He saw it, hucked it, threw it. This is the week. It really, I mean, going back to y'all's Monday's episode about how stagnant this passing attack has been, this is the week. This is probably one of the weakest secondaries we're going to see in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Well, the Tampa secondary is really banged up too, but their pass rush is elite.
Good point.
I mean, so we got our work cut out for us. I don't know where we get points from. It's I don't want to be negative, but damn. The defense is going to have to create short fields somehow. And we've got to score touchdowns. Field goals will not get it. I love you, Carlos Santos, but field goals ain't going to cut it. You got to get touchdowns.
You gotta get to Rodgers. You got to throw him his timing off, which the timing's been a little bit off with the backups, and it's not as crisp as you're used to seeing it. Like I went back and watched the games, and like they're holding up their blocking, but you can still see they're not used to Rodgers as much. Like Rodgers is just missing guys that he's normally hitting. Like the timing's just a tiny bit off. Yeah. So like this should be this. We could throw the timing off with our strength on our defense.
Do you run
So
a press
the-
man coverage?
Let me
and then
finish my
run-
thought here, Jared.
Sorry.
Their timing's off on the line already. So now they got to deal with us throwing their timing that's off even further off. So this is our front seven. It's big week, man. Like
Yeah.
this is a game we might actually be able to hold them. So historically, like when we beat them, we have to hold them under 21. That's the deal. Like the highest they've scored this is just in the Rodgers era. The last 5 games we played, the highest that they've scored is 20. And those are the games we won. We barely beat them. Like I think 7's the largest win we have. But
Barely counts.
It's holding them under 21 and just like
Their
being
last 4
consistent
games,
with
they've
it.
trended down too in points scored,
Yes.
lower each week.
Do you play press man and cover 2 over the top? Press hard.
Yes.
Can you with Adams? That's
Do
the
you have-
question.
I mean, like B safe. You're spying a safety over the top. You have to give this pass rush a chance to get home. That's really the only way we're going to win this game is to put pressure on Rodgers without sending extra men.
I will give credit to Desai. He's called some good games. He's confused some quarterbacks. I mean, I don't know if you can confuse Aaron Rodgers. If you can just make him slow down a little bit, long enough for Robert Quinn and Khalil Mack, and we might be getting Akeem back too.
If you lock down Devontae, that will happen because that's his first and sometimes only go-to.
Ogletree versus Tunyon. That's a matchup we're gonna have to watch.
I'm telling you, though,
Tanyon's been quiet this year.
Yeah, that scares me. It's
But
always the
they
guy
said
you
they
never
want-
fucking see.
True, and they said they want to get him more actively involved. But have you guys seen that statistic going around about the pressure rate? About how so we're number 1 in sacks. Obviously, everybody knows that. But we're
Can you hold that? Can you hold that
Sure.
really? Hold that
Yes,
really
sir.
quick.
Yes,
I
sir.
want to hit you off of this.
The floor is yours, Diddy.
Before you get into the stats, I have to say this: LaFleur and his presser stats are for losers. Oh God, I was like, Biscuits is gonna be so pissed when he hears that.
Yeah, you know who else I was mad about was whatchamacallit out in LA there, who was overblowing the sack numbers and said it's more about pressures.
I agree.
What? No, not Chargers. Staley.
Oh, okay.
But
Sorry,
basically
man.
what people are saying is, no, you're all right, B. We're 28th in pressure rate, and we're only 20th pass block win rate. Now, yes, we've gone over how garbage PFF is, but historically, when you look at those numbers, that traditionally translates to total sack numbers. So based on those, is this going to be sustainable throughout the year, particularly against what's been a overperforming offensive line this Sunday?
I would tell you that if you looked at the Oakland game, that there was times that Derek Carr had an eternity.
Yeah.
It felt like he had an eternity to pass the ball. Can't have that. You've got to change something up. The guy's got to get home. So I could see the validity in those stats. I could see that, of what they have 60 snaps. We got home twice.
Yeah.
Or 2 or 3 times. If you count the 2-point conversion. So
what's
Yes.
killing
His
me?
head's exploding, by the way, hearing these stats.
Stats.
If you're listening,
No.
I'm sorry.
Stats.
Dude,
Stats.
I respect their place in everything. You know what I mean? I think everything has to be taken. You have to take a little bit of everything into consideration when you're like evaluating things. I think too much of one thing is a bad thing. Even if you watch film like a mofo, you overwatch to the point where you can start creating your own narratives. That's all I'll say about that. It's a good balance. You have to have the data.
You can see ghosts. That's what you're saying.
You need the data. Come on, like let's not act like it's not important to the players. It makes them more money. Like
But
let's
it's not
not
the end all be all.
No, but let's not like even stats drive a lot of the league's money. Fantasy football is a huge driver for this league. This league blew up into crazy, all world, better than anything else in sports after fantasy really started gaining steam. It's important. There is a place for it all. And
Okay,
a lot of
that's your point.
no, what I'm saying is a lot of the fans that came over with fantasy, because some people started actually watching football because of it, love the stats. So there's a place for that too, because that's how their minds work. It's just statistics that excites them. That's cool. Whatever. I'm saying that they're seeing this stuff, so it's important to them. Just like film junkies, film's important. But if you meet in the middle, you need it all. All I'm saying is you need it all.
Very good.
To be fair, from a stats and gravy disclaimer here, stats are only as good as the metric that is being used as well. Some
And the
stats
person
are empty metric.
creating it. Right.
Facts.
But it is interesting. I can see what you're saying, though. You can actually tangibly see it on film where it's like, well, we're not getting a whole lot of pressure, but we did create 3 sacks. So that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah. How about some good stats for this weekend? Green
Stats
Bay.
and gravy. Go for it.
Green Bay, dead last in the red zone. Teams have
That's
converted 100% of red zone opportunities.
That trend will probably end eventually. Hopefully not this week, but
Hopefully not this week.
I'm hoping Desai doesn't see that stat, because like I don't want him playing like how we have them playing like we were playing the Lions, where we kept letting them in the red zone just because they weren't good in it. You can't do that with Rodgers, bro. You can't play that game. Like
no, he's an assassin.
keep that shit away from Desai. That's all I'm saying. I don't want him hearing that.
Also 27th in third down conversion, allowing 45.5%. So once again, just like last week, staying ahead of the chains. How much more difficult will that be, gentlemen, with only Khalil Herbert and the Great White Buffalo Ryan Nall this week?
Did they call up Pierce?
I don't believe so. They promoted Sam Kamara and Ryan Nall. Sorry, B, your guy did not get
Yeah,
brought
but
up.
Nall came up before. I thought Nall came up before Williams' injury.
I could be wrong about that.
I'm not sure.
The Williams got the Rona.
I was hoping they would bring Pierce up over Nall, to be honest.
Agreed.
But Herbert, there were times in the game last week. I know Williams had the touchdown, but the running style, I was like, keep that kid in more. Like I'd rather see him. Like because I think there was some there were times where like Williams is very patient, but almost to a fault. Like
right.
you're taking too long with it. You're not like quickly patient.
Didn't you feel like he could just bust one? He's like on the cusp every time. It's like, I think this kid could bust a long run.
Yeah, if he can get clean to the second level, if our line can keep him clean, because once he has that little burst worked up, he's fast and powerful, man.
He's got juice.
He's
got that Peter Bukowski juice.
No, I know. I saw some fans say like he's gonna eat. He's a rookie too. Like there's some growing to do there, but like he runs hard, bro.
They're actually 11th against the run, Green Bay.
11th against the run, allowing 4.3 yards per carry. So there is opportunity.
Give us, was it a playoff game or it was like a late game at Soldier Field where we kept going for it on 4th and short and getting it, and drives kept going. You could see a similar scenario with this game.
Yeah.
With our offense. I don't know. I think Justin's going to have a big game with his feet, though.
So, like the rankings.
Sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying, like, this is where the numbers, like, in my opinion, like, yes. Would you say they were ranked defensively?
Defensively, they're ranked 19th in points, 6th in yards. That's 10th in passing, 11th in rushing.
Okay.
Wow.
But here's the thing: they haven't given up a 100-yard rusher, and they haven't given up a 300-yard passer. It's a little misleading because that's pretty damn good. This is like,
that's a good defense. Obviously, we're not saying they're not.
Kamara was the closest. He had 83 yards rushing against them.
They also had a lot of short fields in that game. With some of the turnovers that the Packers had there. That was a weird game. Yeah.
It was a weird game. They've had slow starts in the past where everybody's like writing them off,
but they've also allowed 12 passing touchdowns this year, 28th in the league. But to Jared's point about getting Fields loose out on the edge, the one thing that I noticed watching the last couple of games for the Packers is Rashawn Gary has a tendency, and he's going to be big again this week with Zadarius Smith still out. Rashawn Gary has a tendency to overcommit and lose contain. And I just wonder if maybe the Bears take advantage of that with Fields and get him out over that edge, and maybe this is the game that he can use his legs. I don't know if y'all watched that Philly game last night, but some of the things they did with Jalen Hurts, I would really be interested to see in this game particular on Sunday.
So I watched that design run with on a film breakdown. It was what's his face there, Jer? QB school.
JT O'Sullivan.
Yeah, he was breaking down that one design run play where like we were overloaded on that one side and Fields ran over there.
Yeah.
And like, so if you look at that play, we actually outnumbered them on that side of the ball. And
Oh yeah,
Peters came up empty.
Mooney missed his block. He needed to chop that linebacker.
It was
out.
actually
He chopped that.
Yeah.
If Mooney chops that linebacker out, that he's still running.
Right. Like it was actually well designed, is what I'm saying. Like, so I think once the guys it's really about the O-line and guys picking up their blocking assignments. That's part of the reason we can't fully unload what Fields can do.
If you can run that and sneak a guy out into
they're not used to
a route, sneak a guy into a route out of that, make sure your linemen don't get too far downfield.
You're talking about it. We're talking about an offensive line that's had a hard time just with pass pro. So now at least they're trying to do this.
No, here's what I'm gonna. Okay,
do you understand what I'm saying? They weren't doing this kind of design with Dalton, and unfortunately, Nagy didn't bring Fields in as a starter early enough because this shit would be already probably perfected. You know what I mean? So like, I'm happy that they're at least making that attempt to actually work to Fields' strengths. I want to see it more because they need to practice that shit, man. But they're spoon feeding them, and I want them to take the training wheels off.
I think this is the week you've got to. But going back to the point we're talking about, the Packers defense, not a whole lot of offensive juggernauts that they've played. I mean, the Packers played the Bengals, the Steelers, who are sputtering, the 49ers, the Lions, and the Saints. The Saints got short fields and scored a lot and beat the bricks off of them week one as an anomaly. We played the Lions. We handled them fairly convincingly. I mean, they moved the ball on us, but we kept them out of the end zone. The Niners, I don't know what to make of them. Same with
Niners should have won. I mean, you can argue that the Niners and the Bengals both should have beat them. The Bengals had 4 opportunities and blew that game, and the Niners had they not scored so fast and left 36 seconds, they would have won that game as well. So Packers are vulnerable this year compared to most years. This is definitely not the strongest team.
I could see the argument for that. I also watched like that whole Bengals game.
Yeah. So
boy, the Packers just, I don't understand. They just kind of shot themselves in the foot every once in a while. It's very uncommon.
Yeah.
I will say this. I respect Rodgers' quick game because I get a lot of work done in like 36 seconds too. So I respect
What do you do for the other 35?
Respect for the quick game.
He's killing himself, kids.
I'm sorry.
No, it's great.
Bro, 10:30 on a Friday night is just like...
Oh, it's not 10:30 anymore. You're living in the past, bro. This ain't 2018.
I'm just saying, when I hear tailgate this late at night on a Friday, it's
Hit it hard. Hit it hard.
You don't like this me?
Love it.
Don't holler at me in Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna holler at you.
Yo, that's gonna be a party, bro. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. So anyway, back to the Packers. And who needs to have a big game?
Pittsburgh's gonna be fun as fuck, bro.
I know.
I don't care. I can take a detour. Pittsburgh is going to be fun as fuck, boys.
Pittsburgh is going to be funny. We've already determined Jer is going to get high as a kite in Pittsburgh. He may not make it into the game. Who knows? Who can say? We might have to keep a leash on Diddy. You know, Diddy's out there running wild on who knows.
I'm ready for it. I know that. And it's coming quick.
I'll be there in full Speedo and body paint, boys. So get ready for it.
Thanks, Mr. Gruden.
That's how you get down, biscuits?
Yeah, man. I'm hoping it's snowing. I'm hoping we get rare November snow. It's going to be Speedo. My biscuit will be out. Full body paint. Let's
actually,
go.
you're the body paint kind of dude, huh?
Fuck no. I'm gonna be bundled up to no end. I live in
I was
South
like,
Carolina. I'm not
bro,
used to
I was about, I was,
anymore.
I was about to like go in on that, but
First off, nobody wants to fucking see that. Okay, body.
No,
they would
but
throw me out of the
I'm trying
game.
to I'm trying to respect your fandom. I'm like, oh, you're that extreme kind of dude. Like, oh,
No.
all right. I'm trying to like be respectful, but I was about to like just go in hardcore. Like,
Hey, go in on my hypothetical body paint. That's all right, because it's not going down.
That's
Tell
why
you
you're
that much.
here, folks. It's the breakdown of the hypothetical body paints. It's not about the game.
well, you don't know somebody. Like once you chill with somebody for a minute, you really get a vibe. You know what I mean? Like, dude comes in
I
and
feel
just
you.
body paint. I'll be like,
Respect it.
I don't
I,
fucking
res-
know.
I respect it, but actually, I'd probably be cracking up.
Come on, you would definitely be cracking up.
Oh,
Of course,
God.
my ass
Rolling,
crack would
bro.
be all over Twitter though, so that's not gonna happen.
Oh, if you put body paint on, we will put an ad on your ass.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh
I
yeah,
don't
so
even
the
want to know
tailgate,
what, now the
tailgate
body-
body
On the
paint?
tailgate.
Dude.
We're gonna put
B,
tailgate on your tailgate, boy.
B, I'm gonna need your brother to paint 8-bit Jer on my backside. Can he make that happen?
he's not a painter, bro.
So what? Doesn't mean he can't try.
Why's it gotta be my brother, man?
Thought you said he was. All right, fine. You want to paint that on my ass? I'm
Why's
just
it
trying
gotta
to be
be-
respectful to you, bro.
Why's it gotta be a member of my family or myself?
All right, Jer. It's time to do your best portrait work, sir. Pony
I draw stick figures really well.
You don't want to know what pony would paint your back with, bro.
Whoa. Hard pause. Hard pause.
Really hard.
Oh God.
Or this
Friday
is
night.
taking a serious detour. We're talking about the Packers, just not
Right.
how you thought we would.
Right. That's what it is.
Can't even make those jokes anymore about the Packers. It's like I'll get
What
canceled.
jokes do you speak of?
No, I'm not doing it. The Packers, bro. Need I say more?
Right.
There's so many jokes that used to go with that, but you can't.
I know it.
I wish I could joke. I've taken a step back this week. I don't want to. We're 4-22 in our last 26 games. I don't know if we really have room to say a whole lot this week. My confidence level is pretty low.
I think
also-
everybody's kind of in
Go
that prove it. Everybody's in that. We're waiting to see it. See it, and we'll support it.
Yeah, my biggest problem is like Jerry, you've seen me in action with Packer fans.
Yes.
Like
You've
prior-
taken. You've taken a
can't-
very quiet road this year.
You can't get like that anymore. Like you
Nope.
can't go in that far. You get like
What she said.
blocked or no. What I'm saying is like your account would be suspended for like 5 months if we were able to go in like we used to. Like we'd have dudes like in our DMs like, dude, you really upset me, dude.
That was
Like-
true.
Packer fans.
Jay Andrews.
Oh, now we'd be like reported. Yeah, I'm just saying, like we used to be able to actually, and it doesn't feel like if I can't go all in on these fucks, like I don't want to just like half-ass. Guess what? You are bad. Like I just want to go and pop, pop, pop. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. So I just feel like
Yes.
I can't half-ass. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
All right. So, any predictions for this game? Let's just go right to it. Because I like the idea that we might be getting Hicks back with Goldman. I think that's a big thing. I don't know what kind of shape Hicks is in. And the restructuring of Robert Quinn's contract came up today too. Is that for a roster move? Is that for
So what direction do you want us to go in? Like predictions
all of them?
or
Just go all
Robert
of
Quinn?
them.
I'm just trying
Fuck
to
it.
follow along, bro.
I don't know. I'm just saying
I
shit.
want to go in the direction that doesn't involve talking about pushing 30 million now of cap into the future years.
Yeah, can we
Okay,
save the
go for it.
predictions for a little bit later? Just a
Yes,
little
we
bit.
sure can.
All right, that's like a dark place.
Also, what she said.
I don't know what his plan is. What did it free up? 3.5 million.
Yeah, roughly.
Roughly.
I don't like. I don't know what they're going to do with the backload of money. I guess they're assuming the cap's going to go up, so it's going to be a wash. But the thought of having to pay some of these guys when they're not in the team anymore is just bad money management.
Paying Jimmy Graham up until 2023
That's insane. You know
for
what I'm
one
saying?
catch
So,
for 11 yards.
especially when you have a franchise. So this is the kind of the weird spot we're in. We have these highly paid veterans, but we also have a rookie quarterback that we want to build the team around offensively. And we're going to lose out on potentially. I mean, some players won't go to a team because the other team offered them $1 million more.
So you mean we're not trading for Odell Beckham Jr.?
What I'm saying is we can easily be outbid when
I
we
hope
have
not.
money. I'm just saying we could be
Same.
easier outbid when we have this much money on the books for guys that aren't on the team anymore, potentially down the road. So, like, I hope it all works out. I hope the cap goes up the way they're thinking, and I hope they're still financially able to really. It's all about Justin, man. Like, we're gonna have to bring some pieces in on the O line, probably add a receiver.
Arizona's the template for me. What they've surrounded Kyler with in this short of a span is pretty remarkable. I mean, think about
Then they got Zach Ertz.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Now, could he potentially play again?
yeah,
this
he
week?
is eligible to play this Sunday. They said that today. He is eligible to play. And I think with Max Williams going down,
Did that
it was
ever
a
happen?
no-brainer. I believe it has, actually. It happened last year.
Really?
I'll get back to you, Stats and Gravy, after pod with who that name
Right.
was, fellas.
God,
only
fantasy
thing-
nerds are going off. They're like, "Oh, got Zach Ertz." Oh!
I'm interested to see with the Cardinals. So, like, I've seen Vikings teams that started 6-0,
I've seen Bears teams start 5-1.
and it's
Too soon,
happening.
Jared. Too soon.
They're
Alright.
like
Fuck that.
they're like the new kid to the dance, right? Like, they're that team that came. Like, people didn't expect this. There's always that one team. Like, but can they keep it consistent? Now, their coach. Like, I'm not getting political. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong opinion, even though I have feelings about this subject. But you have a coach that this team is riding this high, and now does he have COVID?
Yes. Allegedly.
I don't know what the circumstances are. I don't know if he's vaccinated or not. None of my business. Like I said, that's people's decision. Whatever. I don't know if that sends a bad message to the team or not. I don't know how the team feels about it because there's been so much pressure on these guys to get the vaccination. I don't know what's going on with that. What the impact will be on that locker room. I don't know how. Whatever. But not having him there as a coach, if they lose this game, could really, young team with momentum could slowly turn things around. What I'm saying is these young teams that get hot, sometimes it's just the littlest thing that can send them in the other
Well,
direction.
they were hot. They were hot to start last year, were they not? And then they fell off.
Yeah.
To the point where they were out of the playoffs.
To the
Right,
point where we made the playoffs thanks to them.
I'm just saying it's too early in the season to really get a grasp of who they are.
I mean, yes. My comment was not for. I think the Cardinals are legitimate Super Bowl contenders this year.
Oh, sure.
There's only one true Super Bowl contender this year, and we all know who that is. B's favorite guy.
Oh,
but
no.
I know what I'm going to tell you.
I'm looking at the structure that they've put around him. I mean, this is a team that drafted Andy Isabella in the second round and then went right back out and pretty much he's a forgotten man now. He's not even in the pecking order.
Yeah, it's a 17-game season. So if the season ended today, with how they're playing, I would say the Cardinals and the Bills would be in the Super Bowl. But you can't predict that this early. It's just like where things are at right now. That would be my prediction.
Watch out for Baltimore.
Man, what are you trying to worship Brady over there? What are you doing?
That's right. He's going to have number 8 this year. It's a foregone conclusion, fellas.
Jer.
Next subject.
This dude loves Tom Brady, Jer.
Love.
How did we get to that? That was your template for a young team going into the season. That's how we got there, right?
I mean, I'm saying I think the template to build around Fields is Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. But if we're off trailing here to some fucking weird subject about who's going to win this year, Yeah, I'm taking Lord Brady.
Oh, dude, I'm out, bro.
Brady.
I'm out.
This is Patriots or not Patriots talk. This is Bucks talk now, fellas.
Oh, whatever.
This is
Anyway,
the Brady show.
this is not going exactly
Yo,
as
all right.
scripted.
I'm not trying to pull rank here, bro, but fuck out of here with that. I'm not gonna go
All
on
right,
a
so
half-hour rant
back on
about
subject here.
why I hate Brady.
We have trailed off so fucking badly this episode, fellas.
Yeah.
You know, in this day and age, I just can't condone kissing a 12-year-old boy that long. I'm sorry. That dude Brady is a weird dude. You see the way he kissed his son, man? I can never.
Dude, he's weird. Yeah, he kisses his son, he eats avocado ice cream, he gets massaged 20 times a day, non-Deshaun Watson style, but he wins.
I would love a
Super
massage.
Bowls.
I would love massages 20 times a
Look at
day at
you.
my age, bro. Yeah, can you imagine getting massaged 20 times a day, bro?
Can't get anybody to touch my back now. Anyway,
Like that Deshaun Watson.
not
shit?
that this is
that. I'm
not
not
that
going there,
this.
but
We're never doing a Friday.
Wow.
yeah, as
I
old
couldn't
as
help
am,
it, man. I had to
bro,
work.
as old as I am, if I got like 20 massages a day, I wouldn't need anything else.
True.
Holy shit.
Train wreck.
So, Packers this week.
Right?
Y'all, to get back here, B mentioned earlier, or maybe it was you, Jer, who are the people that need to step up and play well this week? I'm going to throw it to you, Jer, with your guy Fetty being down. Is Wilkinson a guy that has to play well this week in order for us to be successful?
All right.
Both tackles absolutely have to play well.
You're eligible, bro. He just called you eligible. You called the offensive lineman on the show an eligible receiver. You're passing it to him. I just want to know if he's going to catch it. All right, you got it. All right. Go ahead.
All right. Wow. This shit is hilarious. All right. Yes, they have to. Both tackles have to. I mean, if there's going to be obvious passing downs, which I think we all three kind of think that there's going to be obvious pass downs. It's not a spot where offensive lines exactly performed well.
Well, I think you're going to see more of Bars too as that third tackle coming in. You're still going to see a lot of
but
tight end help.
if you're down 17 and you need points, that goes away. You lose that.
Does it go away though?
You have to, especially if it's late.
I mean, yes, I agree with you. At the same time, though, if Wilkinson's really struggling and you're not willing to leave in more max protection, you're not even going to score 7 at that point.
Well, I think
you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
I think this is why you you've got to run the football. You've got to run the football somehow so you can open up play action over the top. So you can do a max protect. You've got to figure out a way if you want to have a chance.
You can bring Bars into assist on Wilkinson's side.
You can.
Yeah.
You just be
shout out Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet's been blocking well.
You'd be taking out a tight end that hasn't really been used much anyway.
Right.
Yeah, Cole Kmet has been blocking well for great value in the second round.
Yeah, good blocker. Do you play Jesper Horsted more?
I think you have to. I mean,
you took a shot at my boy. First you're worshiping Brady, and now you're trying to go lowballing on
Look, I'm not even
sniped him.
I'm not even a Cole Kmet hater. But the way, they drafted him as a
bro. You're my boy,
and I
bro.
love you. I love you, but how can you really defend a blocking Y in the second round and how deep that round was?
If you would have brought that up without bringing up Brady, I'd have been like, all right, man. Like, I get what you're saying. But you had to sit here and worship Brady. Like, I hate that motherfucker. And then you throw that out there on top of it. And I'm just trying to use self-control at my ripe old age of wisdom.
The part that's really going to make your head explode is if Kmet was with Brady, he'd be 1,000-yard receiver.
Oh my god, bro!
Baby Gronk.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got a little rebuttal for you. He has OJ fucking Howard, bro.
What's he done?
Is
What I'm
OJ Howard even playing? They like
Okay,
Gronk
let's-
and Cameron Brate.
Let's bust his balls. Who would you rather have pass catching for us right now
Between who? OJ Howard and Komet?
as a pass catcher?
Neither, because we don't use our tight ends as pass catchers. That's a fact. That is a fact. Now, if you're telling me all things being equal and our
No,
boob of a head coach is going to use them, yeah, of course OJ Howard.
What I'm saying is you
Over Cole Kmet?
what you're
What
saying.
has Cole Kmet shown in the passing game that leads
Bro.
you to believe? Oh, Billy, I love it.
That's the defense dude, Billy Flores, my guy,
I love it.
chiming in.
What up, Billy? So, what I'm trying to say is, Bears by 50.
All right, you heard it here first, folks.
That comment threw me off. What were we talking about, business?
We're talking about how you love Tom Brady and Cole Kmet has been a bad value in the second round.
No, what I'm trying. All right, what I was trying to say is, I was bringing up OJ Howard because he was a top draft pick.
Yeah,
and he's been kind of a bust, right? For the most part, from what we thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be a beast out of Bama.
I think
He
that's
was
fair to say.
He was a beast. Komet was a second round guy.
No.
He's no Anthony Miller bust.
What I'm saying is he's becoming a consistent blocker, and that might be where they're at with him and his development. But like he's improving in the pass game. It's not. It's part scheme right now too.
Oh,
He's actually he's been open a lot. I mean, if you look at some of the film, like I don't have the all 22, and I'm not that guy. But you can see
we're throwing 20 times, bro. Like right now.
Yeah, and he's only going out for routes about 8 of those. My Cole Kmet slander isn't like a Cole Kmet issue; it's a
an
way in which
offense.
they're using him issue, which I think is entirely fair.
Oh
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah.
I don't hate
Absolutely
Cole
agree.
Kmet, but if you draft a tight end in the second round,
I wouldn't
use
even
him-
argue it so passionately.
Here's the
bro.
problem.
bring
Here's
up
the
Brady.
problem why our tight ends are the way they are. The offensive line's not good enough to stand up on their own. It's just not.
That's fair. That
I
is
mean,
fair.
as much as I love our run game, I love how we're physical, I love how we're big, and we're acting like bullies up
Pause.
front, which is great. When it comes, if we get into obvious pass downs, we're in trouble.
And put things in the perspective from where we were last year, right? We had a hurt right tackle last
Correct.
year, and
Yeah, with the he had the
and we had Leno. Besides that, the interior of
not-
this line is the same, right? And you would consider Peters an upgrade from Leno, right?
I personally would. I don't think
So-
Jared would. I don't want to speak for Jared.
no. I'm actually somewhat pleased with how Peters has played. Pause. That's weird to say. Anyway, I am actually he's played well for a man of his age, and I just wish that he would get if he could just somehow get a little lower and move forward. Like
Do you like him? Do you like him better
ahead.
than Leno?
I would say yes for me personally.
right now, yes.
Okay, so in our mind, he's an upgrade to Leno. So this line is actually upgraded from what we had last year.
Right.
Billy, correct. I agree.
We
with
felt
Billy.
we started feeling better about this O line last year in the weakest part of our schedule because we went on a 3-game winning streak. That's when
You
it
know,
started looking serviceable. Think when Laser took over play calling. It's the same. It's the same thing. So hopefully they get better at the pass pro. Hopefully, but I just expected them to be a little bit further ahead than they are as an offensive line unit right now.
I agree. Well, we also
I
thought at the beginning of the year we thought we'd have Tevin Jenkins, and Tevin Jenkins would be.
He's a rookie though, bro.
I know, and we us two and collectively said we had
Rookie-
reservations about it.
Rookie tackles, especially when you're moving right to left in the NFL speed, it's going to take a little bit.
Yeah, we had our reservations for sure, but there was an expectation that he would be a mauler, and he looked pretty good in pass pro on his college tape, so we already thought that we had an upgrade there.
He'd be a tone setter, and I think that's something that you've mentioned, B, that this line really lacks. And you've seen Justin take hits, and have you really seen any of these offensive linemen backing him up and setting that tone?
No,
Not
but at
one.
the-
I wonder if that's coached out of him.
I don't know why it's not fair for. We expect to see, like, that's part of my frustration right now because I know what Fields can do from his college tape, right?
Right.
it's gonna take a little time. Why is the tackle any different? We saw him as this huge mauler against lesser competition in college. How do we know that's going to translate right off the rip in the NFL? Like that's a
We don't.
huge, it's a
That's
huge
We
fair.
leap.
absolutely don't.
And this is a guy that had issues with motivation till his last year in college too. His coach talked about that. Like this can break your spirit real quick when you get up to playing with the big boys. So there's a lot there, man. Like it would have taken some time with him. Is all I'm saying. I love what I saw out of him in college tape, but like we've seen this, like we've seen dudes jump out of pools and not make the team.
Yeah.
Jerron Gilbert, shout out.
I'm just saying, like it's easy. It is easy to get hyped out of these kids out of college. Is all I'm saying, but
Well, it's true. I mean, look at
I
Bears
love his
Twitter with Larry
personality and his
Borum.
attitude, though. I do. I like.
Larry Borum. That's an interesting point. I wish he was active on the roster right now. I'd like to see him at the right tackle.
I do too, but I'm stopping short of calling him a bookend tackle like some people have been. I just think that's like B is saying. It's there is a transition, yes, of course, and I think it's too early to sit there and say these guys are guaranteed bookends and they would be making a difference right now. There is an adjustment from the college game to the program. We're seeing it with Penei Sewell over there in
Right.
Detroit.
Absolutely.
He struggled.
Absolutely. And the one thing when you're a rookie,
just to clear that up. Sorry, I like the prospect of Jenkins. I'm not saying that, but it is just the prospect of him right now.
And the one thing that you can't escape is tape.
Yeah.
Once guys get film on you, if you have a weakness, the NFL will exploit it. And the one good thing about last week is this offensive line put down some serious tape about having some attitude and running it straight at you. I think that bodes well.
Agree. Shout out James Daniels, who was very.
And shout out, who had the best game I thought of his career? Sam Mustipher.
I knew you were going to say that, and I have
Sam Mustipher. I did too, man.
I agree.
I told you that was the best game of his career.
He did play well.
And you saw why we got rid of Nick Kwiatkowski real quick, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, big time.
So anyway, back to the Packers.
I think B is staring off into.
No, man, the Mustipher thing. I'm not.
That was his best game as a pro.
Look, I mean, I don't think anyone has been more critical of Mustipher than me from the get-go. I was not a true believer in him last year either. I think he's very weak at the point of attack, but I agree with Jer. I think last week he did play arguably his best game. Now, was it the best front that we've seen? No. But he took care of business. So for me, trending up this week is Sam Mustipher.
He didn't take care of business.
What?
QB1 got hit with a helmet in the back.
Okay.
Well, that's because he did a spin move after he ran out of the pocket.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if he stood there and said, "Come hit me, motherfucker." He's your quarterback.
Let me
finish my thought.
All right.
He wants.
I don't care why he took the hit, bro. This is your future. This is your franchise. This is the kid that everybody's excited about, right? This is the kid that should be turning these offensive linemen into animals that way. You want to fight for your dude. Like, why aren't you showing that for us? Like, why aren't you showing that this is the dude going forward for potentially the next 10 to 15 years? Protect him with everything, bro. So that dude that hit him in the back, right, got up right in front of Mustipher, and he just stood there. I would have clocked him.
Well, you would have got a 15-yard penalty and hurt your team.
I don't give a fuck.
But with this offense, a 10 or 15-yard penalty is crippling. Like, we are not picking up huge chunks of yards every single play. So
that type of shit,
I agree.
That type of shit, take the 15 because that changes the mentality. That puts everybody on notice that we're going to block harder. This is our dude. What the fuck are we doing? That wakes people up, bro. That unifies, man. Fuck all that. Like, you're protecting.
That's why I brought it up, because I wondered if that wasn't coached out of them at some point.
Yeah, but everybody in that team instantly, your respect level went through the roof. Even the coaching staff knows you protect him with everything. In my opinion, like,
I think it's a fine line. I mean, I agree. I want to see some of that nastiness. I want to see, the
Or at least
enforcer role be played.
Target
but-
him later in the game.
I'm going to pose a question. On the Packers side, who's their best pass rusher right now?
Rashawn Gary.
Rashawn Gary. Where do you think he's lining up at, right or left? All right.
If it's
I would
me,
assume.
Wilkinson. Yeah, 100%.
You're going to test Wilkinson, so you're going to try to chip him, right? So you're going to have to watch guys. You're going to have to watch linebackers coming off blitzes on that somehow. Which I don't think they're afraid. I think you brought up the fact that the Packers like to disguise their coverage and blitz a lot, right?
Jer, don't rush art.
Yes.
Don't rush art, man. This is pure art tonight.
That's pure something.
Diddy is a vibe tonight. I'm liking it.
It's Friday night. I'm chilling.
Well, here's my question: Rashawn Gary has shown tremendous improvement. If I want to be kind to him, Preston Smith has lost a step. So, do you start off this game early on, maybe not chipping Rashawn Gary, and make him work for that extra protection? Or are you starting right off the gate? Or are you throwing an extra guy out there? Like
honestly, if I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm running it right at him.
Yeah.
Stop it. And you might get the other Notre Dame guy that they signed from the Cowboys. Bad leg. What's his name? The one we took advantage of.
Jalen Smith?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
Double A in
this
the house.
guy.
What up?
This guy.
He even had to hop on YouTube to shout out. That's love right there.
He couldn't take actual statistics being in the podcast. I'm pretty sure his head exploded earlier if he was listening.
Big Stats Friday. So that's how I'm attacking it. I'm gonna run it right at him. I'm trying to get Jalen Smith if he's gonna play, and if he's gonna play significant time, I'm trying to single him up like we did in Dallas. I think Jim Miller brought up a great point a few weeks ago when we were talking about. I think they were talking about the Rams game, or was it Wanstead? I think Wanstead said something about they should run a scheme similar.
Go ahead, Jim.
Similar to the game that they ran versus Dallas, where they're moving the pocket, they're singling up Allen Robinson, gets singled up on Jalen Smith a lot in that game.
I would love that.
And maybe that's how you beat this defense. I don't know.
The guy I'm most worried about on Green Bay's defense is Kenny Clark because he has the potential to wreak havoc in the running game.
I love that we're just annoying Diddy with stuff. It's great.
Oh, God. Here, just let me put you in this mindset. Think back to the Wanstead days.
I know. I remember.
I don't give two fucks what that dude says, bro. Fuck him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I actually agreed with that statement, though. I think it's a good
but he's
statement.
a little too high on his own supply. Like that dude comes off with a aura like he's like Jimmy Johnson. Like
He was the king of 9 and 7. There ain't no doubt,
bro. Just because you touch the hem of Jimmy Johnson's garment, that's like saying Nagy's Andy Reid. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
I
I get that.
He's
but
not.
I'm just saying his aura. He comes off like he won 4 Super Bowls as a head coach. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just wild.
To me, it just that scheme just made sense. That's all.
I'm not saying he doesn't have football knowledge, man. It's just hard for me to stomach it.
He's forgot more about football than I'll ever know.
Yeah. So it's hard for me to stomach it coming from him, though. I don't know. Just a vibe. Like it just seems like, you know what it is? It just seems like he has this like people when they have him on radio shows and stuff. It's like he's this like historic coach in our history. Not really.
Who says that?
The Wanstead years were some of the worst fucking years I've
I'm just saying, bro. He does. He does. Yo, hell yeah.
And my
bro.
jorts are fucking faded, yo.
That's saying something.
No,
That's accurate.
I'm just saying he's a guy that like it's not like this dude's Ditka and like for some reason like
No,
they present
Dude,
him that way though. Like you're not
He
that
cut
dude.
Tom Waddle. That's all that needs to be said. He cut Tom Waddle.
Tom Waddle's
He's-
awesome on the radio.
He's dead to me.
so
Tom
Who
Waddle
was
is
your
like a radio legend.
Yeah.
who was the guy you're most afraid of? I'm sorry, Biscuits.
Oh, what were we talking about? Sorry,
Yeah.
AA lost me with his faded
Yo.
jorts comment.
Hey man, if
The
you're
guy you're
listening,
most
like,
worried about.
Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark, who has played very, very well, can wreak havoc in the running game. Him and
Yep.
Devondre Campbell, really, to me, are the two standout guys on that defense right now.
Kenny Clark's a beast.
Double
Yeah,
A,
that guy's
if
gonna
you're
be trouble.
listening, Double A, like Jared's tired and just out of work and he's trying to kill our vibe, man. Like you're just going back to football talk, man. Like Jared.
Somebody's got to try to keep this. We're an
Yeah.
hour in and we ain't even scraped
We are,
it, man.
but we're tailgating like a motherfucker. This is what tailgating
We are
is.
winning the tailgate. There will be no doubts. We will win the tailgate.
Fuck a script, bro. Like this is what we do.
I'm not on a script.
In your head, you are.
I'm trying to keep it on the rails, son.
We're keeping it real as fuck, bro.
Buddy, this went off the rails a long fucking time ago.
I'm just saying,
about 10 minutes into the show.
Business. We're keeping it real as fuck, though.
Oh,
Super
yeah.
real.
Always. The fuck?
All right.
It's fun.
Sorry. Back to Kenny Clark or whatever the hell you're all talking about.
I got to prove something to AA here, who was trashing me on Monday night. AA, if you're listening, this is my formal complaint against you. Okay? I am bringing non-legitimacy to this show. You
He's
are on
already-
notice, AA. You're on notice.
He's already logged off. He's taken his mandatory
This
2
guy.
minutes on
He
this
was-
show.
He was posting selfies earlier today. He can post a selfie, but he can't tune into the damn show.
He's
Why
at work,
would he?
bro.
The hell?
He's at work.
He's working, man.
Yeah, it's debatable. That's debatable.
Whoa.
Ooh, shots fired. Hey, you fire shots at me, fire shots right back.
He's gonna tell you. He's gonna call you a Matt Nagy motherfucking real estate agent. That's what he's gonna call you.
And that would be fair.
This is like, wow, we're going to start having beefs between pods, and we're on one of them.
Bro, on both of them.
For the listeners at home, I don't think the beef gets any more real than in the post-game thread between Jer and Diddy. I mean, shots fired. You two or something else in that thread.
We have fun.
Yeah.
We have fun.
We can charge a subscription to that Slack channel.
Bang bang.
All you Patreon members, keep that in mind.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So
give me your key players, guys. I'm throwing it back to you all now. Jer.
Oh no, we're going down. We're going down to the bottom square.
Can
Ryan?
can I comment on one thing that I didn't get to interject when you guys were talking
Yes,
about, like
please.
offensive game plan?
Insert
Yeah.
it. Insert your point.
So I was listening to a coach talk about RPO offense. Not just hear me out.
We're
And
hearing you out.
he was saying he doesn't even tell his offensive line what the play is.
Yep.
So you're blocking the same way every time.
Yep.
Because that's all you have to do to
Right.
execute it properly. RPO is one of the most quarterback friendly offenses you can run. It lets them
Correct.
gives them time to see things. Justin can run an RPO.
Correct.
We established the fact that we can run block.
Correct.
Nagy likes the RPO.
And
Si,
we also have
senor.
a quarterback who can read the edge defender.
Run the RPO all day, all day.
There you
Make it
go.
off, run it, run the RPO. Don't even tell the lineman what the play is. Let them just fucking block. Let's stop the bullshit.
Well, they probably have to spell it out on a whiteboard for Alex Bars, but that's okay.
You're hating on Bars, bro, but he actually
I'm just busting.
like no, I get the Notre Dame hate, bro, but like I like him. I
Played
like
well.
him as a
He's
depth
played well.
piece.
Call me
Absolutely.
crazy. I'd rather see Alex Bars out there this Sunday than Elijah Wilkinson.
Well,
Even
Jared-
though
Jared's
Wilkinson
like
did
in our
always
Notre
have
Dame
us.
center, so you can't.
You're going to see them both.
Yeah, I think we will. I
know
definitely
you
think we
will.
will. I think
I-
they have established an identity, and while it is working, why get away from it? Now, I do think
Absolutely.
some of these things are going to have to change this week with Damian Williams being out. I don't really know how much Ryan Nall's going to bring. I do think you are going to have to see some sort of progression in the passing game this week. You have to, you know.
Absolutely. And where he hurts you at is the the blitz pickup.
It's about Nall.
I'm dying.
Williams.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. And that was my question last week: was how often would they rely on Herbert in the backfield on some of those passing situations? Can they trust?
Now you don't have a choice.
You don't. You really, really don't. He's
So
got to be the guy this week.
if he's the man,
I got a rebuttal.
yes.
There's a lot of talk about establishing this identity. We learned how to fucking run block, boys. And it's been so bad.
Hey,
It's
positive.
It's like we're starting to run block. That's where I'm at with it. We're starting to run block. So now let's see if we can pass block consistently.
Yep. You're gonna get your chance this week.
That's not establishing an identity. That's just improving on one aspect of your offense.
I think
Which you
it
should do,
is
though.
establishing an identity, though, when you beforehand had zero fucking offensive identity. I mean, it's at least something. It's a formula that has been proven now that we can at least move the ball and score points with.
Think about how
21 legitimate points versus Cincinnati. 21 legitimate offensive points.
It's an identity when you learn how to run the football in the NFL.
Yeah, it is.
For the Chicago Bears right now, yes, it is.
But that's
For
pathetic.
everybody.
That's how low the bar is right now, unfortunately.
What about the Eagles? They didn't get
And it's nothing
Miles
against the run
Sanders
game. I like
going.
what we're doing. I'm just saying.
No. This is an NFL thing, man. Running the ball is probably more important now than ever. If the Eagles would have got Miles Sanders started up more on Thursday, you think that game's a little different? I think so.
I agree that run game is important, and I agree that if you can go to it and be dominant, you have an edge in this league. I don't know how it's definitely in the playoffs. Hell yeah, right?
How do you counteract skinny, fast guys with big, fat, strong,
physicality,
ass fucking physicality at the point of attack, and you break them? That's how you fight it. No, it's like everything else. It's like
no. I agree, Jay. I agree.
The evolution. It's like we're back to cover 2 defenses again, right? Here we are. We're in cover 2s.
Tampa 2.
After we were in, everybody was playing 3-4s and all that shit. The evolution also dictates that the offense be physical at the point. If you have an advantage if you have size and strength. We have an advantage there. Now. That's absolutely how we're built. That's what Harry Heastam was trying to get through to Nagy 2 years ago when he got fucking fall guide.
Unceremoniously pushed out? Is that a word?
Yeah, that's close. We'll call it. So there's where your game plan is. I like your RPO idea. I think it's great. It gets Justin moving. I don't know if it helps the offensive line much. And if it doesn't help the offensive line much, I don't know if it helps Justin much. So
it's a fair point.
So there's that. Any score predictions?
B, what's your score prediction? That does not sound good, B. I don't feel confident in your score prediction at all.
Sorry, man. Getting a little
hot. There we go.
Get a little toasty in there, huh?
Getting a little hot after dark.
Oh.
Careful.
Did he?
Like
any predictions for player predictions, score predictions? What do you think about Justin? What kind of game will he have?
Hey, ladies. I'm getting close. I'm getting close to the mic. It looks stupid on camera, so yeah.
It's all right.
It's all right. Trying.
Well, Diddy did promise the pod to go sexy tonight, and he is not disappointing. Way to go.
Like in a Jackie Moon, like it's sexy to me, but it ain't coming off sexy. So
it ain't coming off sexy to me. I'm saying for our listeners, maybe.
I'm trying.
AA, you getting turned on? AA, I don't know.
Oh, he's gone.
You remember when Howard Stern? You remember when Howard Stern got real close to the mic?
Okay.
That's for the ladies.
Alrighty. Wow.
Jesus. Oh, okay.
Player predictions for Justin Fields and score predictions for the game, please. It's 1 hour, 10 minutes. Let's get this shit out.
Oh, we're live. Y'all,
All right,
I
Jared,
tried-
why don't you kick us off?
Yo, I tried
kick
warning
us
you
off.
guys.
Oh, no, you.
No, I want you got to get us back on track, man.
Okay, well, I'm going to
we're
start in the
hanging off
chat.
the cliff, man.
Jared,
I'm going to
Hanging.
start in the chat from Billy Flores.
In the
Oh,
What did Billy
our-
say?
Herbert's going to have a hell of a game on Sunday. 2 TDs, Bears 28,
Ooh.
Packers 17.
Billy's bringing the positivity tonight, and I really
Billy.
fucking like it. I like
Billy.
it. And B's head just exploded talking positively about Khalil Herbert.
Well, I like Herbert, man.
Did you like him last week? You were, I mean,
I said tonight. I said I wanted him to be in over Williams. The way he was playing.
you seemed unimpressed with last week's Herbert game.
I told you that he can hit home runs if he can get to the second level with his power and speed, bro. What do you?
Jer?
You did say that.
You want to back me
Come on,
on?
man.
Oh,
He said it. He said it. I heard him.
I
was there.
remember post game you being very upset with Herbert that we were overreacting to his 75 yards. Jer, come on
Yes,
now.
that is
Y'all
true.
Come on
overreact,
now.
bro. You're already talking
Come
about
on now.
offensive identity because we ran a couple
All right.
games. Y'all, that's
That's
cool. That's cool if
I
you
like
want to overreact. I like
But
Herbert,
what else is
bro.
our identity going to be? We're not a track team, even though we signed all this speed. We're not the Chiefs. We're not the Cardinals.
It's our cute little identity. I'm glad we have something. We can hang on to something. Be excited, boys.
It's
I just want to
better
see.
than nothing.
I just run the RPO. Stop the bullshit.
Justin Fields predictions. Do you have any? Brian Quinn.
Justin Fields predictions, man.
All right, I'll go with mine. Since I got the Bill Zimmerman's had the QB charity challenge.
Are the
No.
training wheels coming off? Can you put me in a mindset to make that?
Here's what I put 18. I got him at 18 or 24, 225, a touchdown, 1 interception, 6 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown.
Ooh.
He's gonna have to run, boys. And if he's running, we're winning.
I agree. I definitely agree, especially with what we saw from Rashawn Gary on tape, losing contain. I think that has to be a part of the game plan this week.
Absolutely.
Did that hurt to say that, Jer?
Yeah, you heard me say that.
Did it hurt though?
So what did you have, Jared?
I'm
18
wrong a lot.
24?
18.
No. I'm talking about him running. Like,
No, it didn't hurt at all.
Right.
Hopefully he doesn't get hurt.
you don't like quarterbacks running, Jer, do you?
I was waiting for the Lamar thing to come out here. I wasn't even going to say it.
I had to.
They are in 2 entirely different quarterbacks right now.
One's an absolute playmaker, and the other one's last.
He
in
is an
pretty much
absolute-
every single quarterback metric there
Right
is.
now.
Right now, correct.
And I think he goes for 225, a touchdown, and interception.
6 carries for 56,
6 for 55.
55, and 1 touchdown. I mean, you combine that with Khalil Herbert, who should have a pretty good game if we stay committed to the run. I think that's a winning stat line, Jer. If we can get that out of Justin, I think we're in business there.
I think there's a chance. How about you, Biscuits? What you got?
I am going to say Justin is 16 of 23.
Mhm. Oh, these predictions are just riveting.
Oh,
How am I even supposed to make a fucking prediction after that? I'm going to go 16 to 23, 230, 1 touchdown, 0 picks, 10 carries.
oh, he's getting 10.
10 carries, 7 of them being by design. I'm going to break it down for you, B.
Oh,
7
there you go.
design runs.
That's in gravy.
for 72 yards
Oh, getting 10 yards a pop.
and a touchdown.
Biscuits is
Boom.
Biscuits is a fantasy guy.
Big
It's all
time.
part of his rock and roll fantasy, baby.
I'm 3-2 in all 4 of my leagues. I'm staying consistent.
And I think it's generational, bro, because my idea of fantasy ain't football stats.
dude, my brother is older than you, and he plays fantasy.
That's cool. He's a Packer fan too.
Dude, my dad is 75, and he plays fucking fantasy. Get on the
I need
wagon,
to get back
man.
in it.
Get on the
70
wagon.
Maybe one of
70
these.
In his defense, 75, I get it. Like,
Yeah, he ain't got shit else to do, so yeah.
I get that. That's like crossword puzzles at that point.
Yeah. So 16-23, 230, a tutty, 10 carries, 72 yards, another touchdown. Boom. This is the Justin Fields breakout game because I think he knows how important this rivalry is.
Yes.
And
I think this is the week for him.
And this is time for station identification. WNBC. Hello, gentlemen. What's your stat line for this week? Well, due to my deep research into this subject, I think Justin is going to go 25 of 30 for 275 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Nice.
No interceptions, or as the kids say, INTs. And 75 yards rushing. How about that? How about that, boys? What do you guys think? Pat on the back or nay?
Oh, I find it as yay. It is a yay.
All right, next subject, Jared. I don't want to keep you up too long, you fuck.
So that's gonna be a recurring segment now. Is you have to forever talk like that when you give your fucking stat predictions.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
That's what
Is he running for a touchdown or no?
for real, bro. That's what y'all were coming off like to me, like. So I just had to.
Was I talking that softly like that? Come on, man.
Would you like to try my salty balls?
Justin is going to go 25 for 27 and run 7 times.
Wait, are we English?
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Run 7. He was like, run 7 times for 79 yards with 5.5 yards.
I gotta turn the camera off. Man.
So I'm now a 50-year-old Englishman. Okay.
Yo.
Holy shit.
Oh fuck! I gotta turn that off. It's too much.
I'm just, you know what
I
it is,
feel
bro?
like every week has to be a Friday night episode now because this is just too. This is too
Oh my
good.
god,
Bro,
This is
it's
too good.
you know what it is. It's just I'm not used to it. I'm not used
dude!
to it. I'm
I
not
am
used to it.
crying, laughing. This is fucking amazing.
No, it's just like it's a tailgate tonight, so like I'm just so freaking chill.
That's what it's all about, bro.
Oh, apparently it's the English tailgate tonight.
It sounded pretty normal for you, bro.
Oh, fuck you. I walked in.
All right, did the Bears win or not?
Oh God, I didn't. Yeah, I gave my predictions. Sorry.
You've got one more.
Do you want the score broken down per quarter?
Yes.
Well, after the first quarter, Bears 7-3, and then second quarter is really gonna get tricky, guys.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead, Biscuits. Give that hot prediction.
Jesus Christ.
I don't even know where to go. I don't even know where to go.
That's what I'm gonna do, Jared. Next time we'll do the stats. Like, yo, Biscuit, hit him up with a butter stat, son.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, all right.
All right. Serious.
Who's going first on score predictions, fellas?
You.
Oh, it's me. B keeps throwing me fucking off my game, man. I can't focus.
I know what you speak of.
Yo, stop nagging this shit, bro.
I Until they prove to me that they can slay the beast, we're 4-22. Last 26 meetings, lost 4 in a row. I'm reversing. Forget everything I just said. I have Bears 27,
Oh,
Packers 23. And we're going to win it on a Justin Fields touchdown, boys. There it is.
That was
That
just a
was-
tip because he only talked about one play. That would be the reason we scored. So
Well, you want me to break down all fucking 50 offensive snaps we're going to have?
I'm messing with you, bro. Come on, man.
50? We better have more than 50. All right.
Not if we score so quickly. Hey, yeah.
Not if we score so quickly.
Jared, what are you huffing some smelling
Oh
salts?
my
over there,
god,
buddy?
I'm trying to clean my face off. I'm literally in tears with this fucking idiot. I'm literally in tears with this fucking idiot. All right. Bears, Packers. Here's the score prediction. And I hate to do it, but the Packers going to win. I watched that offensive line. That defensive line's good. I'm going to take Packers 27, Bears 24. And I'm not going to feel good about it. Because fuck Aaron Rodgers. And I actually scored us to pick up. I actually picked us to score over 20 points. So that's the first time I've done that.
My heart tells me the Packers are going to win. I couldn't do it.
Here we go. Are you ready?
All right.
We're going to kick it over to WNBC's, the HMD studios, for a live score prediction.
Hello, welcome to the evening news. No,
I'm Brian Quinn, and you are not.
No, man. Like, I it's just my preference. Like, I never pick Green Bay, so I'm not going there.
Okay.
Like, there's certain times where you just gotta, like, for me, I can't speak for everybody, but you gotta tap into your true fandom, and sometimes that's not sensible. But like,
No.
just to keep it real for you, like you still gotta be a fan. Like, I don't analyzing all the time is cool. Like, we do what we do. Some of it's fanalist stuff, but like when it comes to Green Bay, fuck all that. Like, it's to the point where we've been beaten down so badly with it that, like, I don't even care about, like, spitting some crazy shit. So we need therapy for, like, how bad they whoop our ass, like, on a consistent basis, like, since Rodgers.
Not wrong.
I'm just saying. So anyway, this is my therapy. This would be my therapy for years and years of bullshit. Bears 28, Packers 10.
Oh,
whoa!
That would
Holy shit!
That would totally. I mean, what that would do for this fan base, I want that, and I'm picking by what I want to happen.
Okay.
Because this shit, that kind of shit's unifying. Like, Fields is already unifying, but for him to come out and ball out against this team at home with the throwbacks on, bro, you kidding me? Fire,
Show it off, Jer. And let's say 10 points from a Rodgers. I mean, even if they're not the offensive juggernaut that they've been in past years, that solidifies this defense being absolutely legit.
I just don't see them stopping Rodgers and Jones.
Neither do I. Jones, I'm not even worried about him. I think they're going to use Jones similar to Kareem, how Cleveland used Kareem. But to me, it's Devontae and Rodgers. Those are the two guys. And if you can limit those two guys to 10 points, fucking well done, Sean Desai.
If you shut down their run game, you really throw them off.
But it's got to be.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't think this team is built to just be that, like, Packer team that, like, Rodgers is throwing 70% of the time right now.
They're not. Yeah, they're definitely not.
You shut down that run game, it's huge.
Yeah.
Keem Hicks, come on down. Hope your groin is okay.
If
I would
it's not-
expect a healthy dose of AJ Dillon, by the way. I think Matt LaFleur is not scared to be physical with this defense to set a tone. And I think you are going to see a heavy dose of AJ Dillon.
and that kid's from like the town next to me.
Yep, you could have ended it all, but no.
The
Way
thing
to
is, that high school has
Way to
Packer,
fuck it up.
that high school has Packer colors too. Like no,
Yep.
can't stand that high school.
Well,
You can see his thighs from your property, B. Hey, yo.
Never
there you
looked.
go.
I'm not even getting to that topic, Biscuits. I'm proud of you, bro. You're
Way to
brave,
rip,
bro.
dog.
Hey, Biscuits, you're brave, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
Trying to nuts.
Well, I think that's it.
Buckle
I
up,
think that's
boys.
chair. Ready? This one's gonna send you over the top. Trying to comment without comment. Buckle up, buckaroos.
What the fuck was that?
Remember South
I
Park?
don't know.
Oh God, I'll send it to you. It's a South Park thing, man.
All right. Well,
You get a kick out of it later.
that's it, man. Let's go Bears. Kick their ass Sunday.
Whoop that
If you missed this episode, Jesus.
If you missed this
fucking
episode,
gold.
consider yourself
You-
thankful that you did not listen to this. Nah, I'm just joking.
Or you might have loved it. Who knows?
And I have to say it one time. Fuck the Packers.
Fuck the Packers. Absolutely.
Fuck the Packers. Sorry, brother. You're going down this week.
Yes.
Don't apologize.
That's
for that
just
shit.
another episode of the Tailgate Show.
The After Dark. You know you want to come back for it.
What do you got going there? Was that Greaterhead?
This is a greater head, man. It's time to shred that fucking cheese this week, boys.
We all about Greaterhead.
Come on.